Hey, Don, are we almost ready for tonight's lineup? I was expecting those radio actors an hour ago.
Yeah, the music's all set up. Tommy and Catherine are finishing up with the sound effects, and I just got done with the mics.
Yeah, but the radio actors, Don, those are the main part. WLGR's 1948 production of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow radio show. Where are the actors, Don?
Well, yeah, we kind of got a good news, bad news situation here. The good news is that the actors are here. The bad news is they thought this was a live stage production, so they're threatening not to perform.
Oh, how do you confuse a radio play and a stage play? Fine, what do they want?
Well, they want to put on some costumes. They say it helps them get into character.
Oh, Judas Priest, you're not even gonna be seen. Fine, God, actors are such prima donnas.
Well, they also want to act out some scenes. They say that it helps them get the true feel of the story.
Oh, for the love of Peter, it's radio. Oh, fine, you can use the studio space and the projection screen for shadow work.
Okay, great. Make sure to tell your actors that they need to be in front of the stage mics if they want to be heard. Keep that in mind, all right?
Anything else, Princess?
One more thing. 2 of their actors are just not performing tonight. Apparently, they need to be seen. So they need 2 replacements.
So just get on the horn and find us some substitutes.
No, Stan. They need 2 male replacements right now.
What are we gonna do, Don?
I mean, I don't know. I got 2 scripts here.
Oh, no.
I mean, come on, Stan. You always said we had great faces for radio.
Oh, Moses on a motorbike. Fine. But I want a costume, too.
Okay, great. You could be Braun, the burly old bully. And I'll be Ichabod Crane, the awkward newcomer.
Typecasting, I see. All right, let's get this show on the road.
All right, Tommy, lead us in. We're on air, people.
Thank you for joining us for WLGR's Halloween broadcast of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Radio play. Sort of.
In the bosoms of one of those spacious coves which indent the eastern shore of the Hudson, at the broad expansion of the river, the Tappan Zee,
there lies a small market town, which by some is called Greensburg,
but which is more generally and properly known by the name of Tarrytown. This name was given, we are told, in former days by the good housewives of the adjacent country.
From the propensity of their husbands to linger about the village tavern on market days.
Cheers!
Not far from the village, there is a little valley, which is one of the quietest places in the whole world.
A small brook lies through it with just a murmur enough to lull one to repose.
And the occasional whistle of a quail.
Or tapping of a woodpecker is almost the only sound that ever breaks upon the uniform tranquility.
From the listless repose of the place, or the peculiar character of its inhabitants, the sequestered glen has long been known by the name of Sleepy Hollow.
Some say that the place was bewitched by a German doctor.
But 'tis not true.
But from tales of witchcraft,
Eye of Newt, heart of toad,
to strange music near Raven's Rock,
To eerie lights shooting across the sky.
rumors bloomed like dandelions in Sleepy Hollow.
But the dominant spirit that haunts the enchanted region is the apparition of a figure on horseback.
Without a head.
Back in 1776, the Battle of Chatterton Hill was fought just 6 miles hence. There, American forces struggled fiercely against King George's ruthless Hessian cavalry.
And in a fateful charge, one of the Hessian soldiers' heads was carried away by a cannonball.
Since then, his ghostly spirit has been rushing through the gloom of the night on the wings of the wind, searching for a head to replace his own. Thus, the specter is known as the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow.
At the village tavern, the local mynheers and their good vrouws gossiped about their spellbound region. They trade tales of haunted fields, haunted brooks, haunted bridges, and particularly of the Headless Horseman.
Did you hear the galloping Hessian last Eve?
Hear him, Mynheer? He was chasing after me. He was. His skeleton hands grabbed me by the throat. They did.
Well, did he get ya? Or didn't he? By the looks of you, maybe he did.
maybe he mistook you for the imp, that white-haired little witch.
Me? But I'm flaxen-haired.
Bah, last night, I swear, I saw a scarecrow wandering through Van Fleet's cornfield. It must have come alive and climbed down off its pike.
I seen it too, a tall demon strolling across the field.
That was no scarecrow, Vrow. That was the new schoolmaster, Ichabod Crane.
Ah, a Yankee from Connecticut he is. So thin and lank you might mistake him for a scarecrow.
Another new schoolmaster?
Aye, and soon to be lodging, a week at a time, in all our homes. I'm against it.
Well, someone has to board him. The poor lad can't make much living on the wages we pay.
Probably another huge eater. That last schoolmaster had a dilating ability of an anaconda.
Anaconda?
Tropical snake, 30 foot long, it could swallow a sheep.
What? A whole sheep?
Well, eventually anyway.
Aha! Anaconda! So that's what I saw in my well. It was a salamander.
In Sleepy Hollow, with so much non-science in the air, a good education was of double necessity.
Thus, the new schoolmaster, Ichabod Crane, brought much-needed enlightenment to the little log-built schoolhouse.
Which stood in a rather lonely but pleasant situation, just at the foot of a woody hill with a brook running close by it.
Like the hum of a beehive.
Interrupted now and again by the authoritative voice of the master.
Children, I would like to remind you that there is a secret blast of God against undutiful children. Let there be no sauciness or rude retortings in your departments. Honor thy schoolmaster, prize him, and most importantly, listen to him. Now, copybooks open and repeat after me. So go, me, see, do.
So go, me, see, do. Ichabod Crane was not, in truth, one of those cruel potentates of the school.
I go.
The puny little thing that winced at the least flourish of the rod was passed by with indulgence.
Perhaps in memory of Ichabod's own spindly youth.
Always remember, children, please never forget. The pen is mightier than the sword.
The revenue arising from the school was small.
And would have been scarcely sufficed to furnish him with daily bread.
For he was, in fact, a huge eater. To help out with the maintenance, he lodged at the families whose children he instructed.
He was kind of a traveling gazette, carrying the whole budget of local gossip from house to house.
You are a man of great erudition, Schoolmaster Crane.
Pardon?
You are very knowledgeable?
Certain it is, for am I not thy schoolmaster? And have I not read several books quite through?
Indeed, for you are our jewel in admiration.
Oh, well, I acknowledge the truth of your words, madame, but pride goeth before a fall. Anyway, the eldest white girl I feared is possessed of a demon. Oh, yes, it is feared that the very skin of her belly will stretch until it cracks.
No.
Oh, yes, and it is feared that she walks as if a mighty weight were upon her. Oh,
But schoolmaster, perhaps she...
oh, cruelly bewitched.
But...
Serpent it is.
Ichabod Crane was an odd mixture of small shrewdness and simple credulity.
She has a growing agony. There is no concealing it.
His appetite for the marvelous and his powers of digesting it were equally extraordinary.
No tale was too gross or monstrous for him, even those of ghosts and goblins.
But perhaps Ichabod liked too much of a good thing. For one night, while spending the week at the Van Brunts...
Thank you, Mynheer. So, blacksmithing, what an interesting profession. Bah! No, really. Hammering the iron, pumping the bellows? Shoeing some horses, no doubt.
That's a farrier.
Huh?
That's a farrier. A farrier shoes horses. I'm a smith. I make axes, knives, and nails. Brom here helps me at the forge.
We make 1,000 nails a day.
That many? Can you please pass me some succotash?
But we do make horseshoes too.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw them hung above every door in Sleepy Hollow.
They keep the demons and the evil spirits away.
But, Mother, why doesn't the one above the door work at Carl's Mill?
Carl's Mill?
It's that old goblin-style mill in the remote part of the hollow.
They say it's haunted.
Do they? Well, I've read in Cotton Mather's history of
Cotton
New
Mather, nothing. Carl's Mill is supposedly subject to quite awful visitations.
Ha! Visitations may be of Brahm,
and his group of hard riders with midnight whoops and hollows.
Oh, Mother, I told you that I returned directly from visiting the Van Tassels last night.
Corin, don't mock the forces of the darkness. These were the devil's lands once.
Like the giant mosquito who sails out whenever he's hungry?
Giant mosquito, Ulf?
Enough, Ulf. The moon is up. So, good night, Master Crane.
Oh, well, I'm not exactly tired. You see, I'm more of a night owl. I think I'll just go for a walk in the moonlight.
A walk? I wouldn't advise it.
Nor I. You don't know what could be out there, Master Crane.
You'll be safer in your bed, I think.
Hello? Hello? Who's there? Who are you? Oh, what's that thing tied around your neck? Oh, it's a ghost, just like Conmander's book. No. Wait, where'd he go? Go there? Oh no, that's Phantom Throng! They're such large heads and drunken bodies! Were they once men? Like me? Oh, it's some horrid ritual! They're coming for me! Oh, I gotta go the other way! Your head? My head? They've come for my head? He'll behead me! Oh, the old mill! Oh, right there! Oh, please don't come in here, Spectre! Don't, I pray! Don't!
Master Crane, wake up.
No, stay, no.
Wake up.
Wake up! The horseman! Oh, the horseman, he was after me!
Oh, settle down. It was only a dream. Or only a nightmare.
Only a nightmare? Only!
However wide awake newcomers may have been before entering Sleepy Hollow, all too soon they inhaled the witching influence in the air.
And grew imaginative, dreamed dreams, and saw apparitions. Ichabod's vivid encounter with the horseman was but a mere terror of the night, a phantom of the mind. Fortunately, daylight puts an end to these evils.
He would have passed a pleasant life of it, despite the devil and all his works, if his path had not been crossed by a being that causes more perplexity to a mortal man than all the ghosts, goblins, and the whole race of witches put together.
And that was a woman.
In addition to his being the schoolmaster, he was the singing master of the neighborhood.
Miss Vanderlock, my felicities and thank yous.
And on Sundays, it was a matter of no little vanity the schoolmaster Crane to take his station in front of the church gallery as their choir master.
Mrs. Van Bueller and Miss Twistle, I hope we're well this evening.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent! My musical disciples have all gathered here tonight for my instruction. Oh, but certain it is we are missing one. Oh.
Katrina.
Yes. Yes, I know.
I saw her walking with...
Oh, Katrina Van Tassel, the daughter and only child of her substantial father, Mynheer Van Tassel.
We know.
Oh, that blooming lass of fresh 18.
We know.
Oh, so fresh and ripe that you might mistake her as one of her father's peaches.
We know.
Why, Schoolmaster Crane, I do hope I've not kept everyone waiting.
Oh, well, wait, we should always wait for you, Mistress Katrina, and be most happy for the waiting. Now then, let us begin. Oh, lovely peace. Psalter books open, chins up, voices raised. Alrighty then.
Oh, lovely peace, oh, plenty crown. Oh, lovely, lovely peace, come spread thy blessings on it all.
excellent, especially you, Mistress Katrina. Much improved. Now, fuller breathings will give the voice more assonance. All right, everybody. Deep breaths now, deep breaths. Breaths. Excuse me. Shall we? In and out.
It is not to be wondered at that so tempting a morsel as Katrina Van Tassel soon found favor in Ichabod's eyes.
From the moment he laid his eyes upon her, his only study was to gain the affections of the peerless Katrina.
In this enterprise, however, he had more real difficulties than generally fell to the lot of a knight errant of yore, who seldom had anything but giants, fiery dragons, and such like easily conquered adversaries to contend with.
But he had to encounter a host of fearful adversaries of real flesh and blood.
Well done by all.
Among her admirers, the most formidable was,
oh, that burly,
that roaring, oh,
that roistering, that blade,
oh, him.
My friends, they call me Brom Van Brunt. Hi, that's me. Hey.
Oh, why, Brom, what are you doing here?
The hero of the country road.
Broad-shouldered.
And double-jointed.
Much admired.
Master Van Brunt, we beg your pardon.
He was famed for his great knowledge and skill in horsemanship.
Always ready for a fight or frolic, I am.
And the neighbors looked upon him with a mixture of awe, admiration, and goodwill.
Kitty, would you come as sparkin'?
Oh, Master Van Brunt, we are not completed with our lesson yet. Thank you very much.
Go wait outside, Brom.
Kitty, I will do no such thing.
Brom, please.
My rankable friend, I must insist.
Oh, insist, does he? Well, maybe he'll just scream again, like he did in his nightmares.
You uncouth wag!
Brom, please, be a good Brom Baron. Go.
Fine. I mightn't just do that, Kitty. And you'll find that I've gone a sparkin' with Missy Van Battersea. Oh, yeah!
Brom! Oh, Brom Baron, please! Oh.
Lesson dismissed. Oh, my dear Katrina, how that uncouth man has hurt you so. Oh, I shall ease thy spirits with some poetry. Let's see. Against idleness and mischief, dedicated to Miss Van Tassel. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining day by gathering honey from every opening flower. In works of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for idle hands to do. Was my recitation satisfactory, Miss Van Tassel?
As likely as not, Schoolmaster Crane.
Oh, no. Please call me Ichabod.
Oh, but may I call you Icky?
Oh, why, a damsel as fair as yourself can call a man anything, can't she?
Why, Icky, do you offer independent singing lessons for the church choir, of course?
You mean private lessons? Oh, but a moment first. This moment is too perfect in a lover's eloquence. Oh, Katrina, I profess not to know how a woman's heart is wooed or won, but the man who keeps an undisputed sway over your heart is indeed a hero.
Whatever do you mean, Schoolmaster?
Oh, Katrina, how can I win your heart?
Why, Papa and Mama are having a harvest festival tomorrow. Do say you'll come. Everyone will be there. Everyone.
Why, what should I expect?
Oh, why, a merry time of it, Icky!
The next day, the gallant Ichabod spent at least an extra half hour at his toilet, brushing and furbishing up his best, and indeed, only suit of dingy gray.
And arranging his looks by a bit of broken looking glass.
Before Ichabod was on his way to the Van Tassel's Harvest Festival, he decided to borrow a steed to make a grand entrance as if a knight. So he ventured forth to Dame Sibylla Van Ripper, who honored the request.
I'm sorry, Master Crane, that I can only provide you with my broken-down mule. Old gunpowder.
Well, thank you, Sibylla. If you can but travel me, I'll be grateful. They say that the galloping Hessian is buried out there. Is that true?
This area is said to be fraught with enchantment. From the graveyard, to the old Dutch church, to that bridge over Wiley's Swamp.
Well, Well then, old Gunpowder is much more appreciated, despite his scrawniness, yes. But nevertheless, now I can make my grand appearance before Katrina as if I was a knight. Whoa!
But Brom Van Brunt will likely be attending the frolic too.
So?
Brom is an accomplished rough rider. His stallion, Daredevil, is a fine-spirited animal. I fear that you and Gunpowder pale in comparison.
Perhaps, but Katrina has laid the preferred in my hands to Brom's. I intend to win her hand in marriage.
Oh, but Katrina Van Tassel's a country coquette. She's filled with whims and caprices. You mustn't lose your head now, Master Crane.
With those words echoing in his head, Ichabod set out for the party.
Lose my head? Oh, to Katrina she meant. Well, I'd much rather prefer that than losing it to the Hessian. Oh, I've had terrible dreams of late where the horseman seems to fancy me.
Sibylia's words rebounded in Ichabod's brain as he rode through the forest.
Maybe the Hessian desires your head because you're the most educated man in Sleepy Hollow.
Would the horseman want the man with the biggest head?
And that would be Brom Van Brunt now, wouldn't it?
Why, yes, I suppose so. What's that?
It was night when Ichabod arrived at the castle of Herr Van Tassel.
And it was thronged with the pride and flower of an adjacent country.
I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. And the lily of the valley, oh. And the apple tree, oh.
Brom Van Brunt!
Why, look at you.
How be that horse of thine, Daredevil?
A creature, like myself, Mynheer, is full of mettle and mischief.
Oh, why, there's Schoolmaster Crane! Oh, Ichabod! Yoo-hoo!
Ichabod took no notice as he entered the state parlor of Van Tassel's mansion.
What got old Ichabod's almost immediate attention was the ample charms of
a genuine Dutch country tea table.
such heaped up platters of cakes.
There was a sugary donut.
And crisp and crumbling crullers.
Sweet cakes.
And shortcake.
Ginger cakes.
And honey cakes.
And the whole family of cakes. A feast.
And feast he did.
Ichabod indeed was the kind whose spirits rose with eating, as some men's do with drink.
They're going to play the reel.
With his courage up, Ichabod asked Katrina to dance.
And dance they did, all across the floor. Ichabod and Katrina led them, cavorting and clattering about as the crowd stamped and sang along.
Brom! Look at that Ichabod Crane. He capers about like St. Vitus himself. Don't he, all?
Yeah. Hey, Brom, why don't you dance with Katrina?
Ugh. Katrina is certainly entertained by that big-footed clod.
I'll say, it's a wonder she doesn't trip over him.
Maybe that can be arranged, Ulf. Like this.
Brom Van Brunt! You tripped, poor Ichabod, didn't you?
No, perhaps Master Crane is just clumsy.
Clumsy may be, Brom, but at least I can dance.
Enough, gentlemen. If you cannot handle yourselves, you can take your leave. Eh, Brom?
Ja, Mynheer, I will be retiring to the man's enclave. Vikenvisor, Lawrence, Ulf.
Oh, Icky, are you all right?
Well, with you on my side, Katrina, I am.
Do you see how Brom escapes to his men's circle? They smoke and drink, telling spooky tales. Bah! Brom needs to be taught a lesson.
Well, I am the schoolmaster. Maybe I could challenge Brom in a different arena. I speak rather well.
That's the spirit, Icky. Here, take this honey cake of courage and sally forth. Oh, sufficiently fortified, Ichabod joined the men. They were swapping fearful tales of midnight murder and demon rites. Hans Varkenvisor was just reaching the climax of his dreadful saga.
And suddenly,
The creature was in his room, and in a low, cracked voice, it whispered, "Where is it?" right at his ear. Then, "Who got my golden arm?" Then the creature whipped round, raised its arm, and said, "You've got it!"
I suppose you haven't heard that one before, Ulf. No, Mynheer. And by the sight of it, neither has Master Crane.
Yes, I admit, that was a little bracing. But gentlemen, let me fancy you in a superior tale. Enter Cotton Mather's History of New England
Cotton
Witchcraft.
Mather? Oh, we know all those stories, eh, Brom?
Yeah. Can Master Crane perhaps relate one of his own experiences to those sinister here in the hollow?
Why, yes. Let's see. A month ago, I was out walking. In the moonlight. Oh, and how often did I quake when I could hear the very sound of my steps beneath my feet.
Ha! I know that feeling well.
But then I heard a voice entreating me to follow. This creature had a chain round his neck.
A ghost! He saw a ghost!
Yes. And this ghost led me to a clearing. And then I saw a phantom throng, creatures with large heads and shrunken bodies.
I've heard tell of that Catskill gnome liquor causing such a hallucination. And there.
But alas, I fled ere they discovered me and sacrificed me to their heathen idol.
Yes, of course you ran away, Master Icky.
I'm glad you agree, Brom. Anyway, so in my trek, I stumbled upon a goblin-looking mill.
Carl's Mill? The Haunted Mill. Yeah!
Oh, that very one, Loris. And just as I entered, I could hear in the distance the infernal galloping of
the Headless Horseman.
Yes, Minnie, yes. So I looked around for a place to hide. So then I spotted the old vat. So I hopped inside.
Hey, hold on. Vat, the old vat, he said. Well, there is no vat at Carl's Mill, you clod. It was ripped out years ago.
Brom's right. What deception are you foisting upon us?
Deception? No, it's not that.
I think his stories of mere fabrication. Liar. Some schoolmaster.
Hey, Brom, can you top the schoolmaster's made-up encounter with the horseman with one of your own?
Yes, I can, Mynheer. Friends, we all know that the Headless Horseman has been heard patrolling the country roads frequently as of late.
True. I've heard many an eve.
Well, I was riding one evening about a fortnight ago when I was overtaken by this ghostly midnight trooper. Now, I've never feared a living man, so why should I fear the dead?
What did you do, Brom? Run?
Hardly. I offered a race with him for a bowl of punch.
You would, Brom.
And I should have beat him, too, for my steed, Daredevil, beat that goblin horse readily. But just as we were coming to the clearing, the bridge leading to the old Dutch church, the Hessian, he bolted and he vanished into some fiery flash of fire. And every single word that comes out of my mouth is true.
That's one for the books.
And with that, Ichabod Crane was soundly vanquished by Brom Van Brunt, whose horsemanship even second-hand triumphed.
The revel now gradually broke up. The damsels with their favorite bows mingled the sounds of light-hearted laughter with the clatter of hooves.
Ichabod only lingered behind to have a talk with the heiress.
Certain it is. I'm on the high road of success where this is concerned.
What passed at this interview, I will not pretend to say, for in fact, I don't know. Something, however, must have gone wrong, for he departed quite desolate and crestfallen.
It was the very witching time of night that Ichabod pursued his travel homewards. The hour was as dismal as himself.
All the stories of ghosts and goblins now came crowding upon his recollection. The night grew darker and darker, and the stars seemed to sink deeper into the sky.
Oh, I've never felt so. Oh, no, wait, this is the place. Oh, this is the place. Wait, oh no.
In the center of the road stood an enormous tree, Its limbs were gnarled and fantastic, twisting down almost to earth.
As Ichabod approached the fearful tree, he tried to recite poetry to calm himself.
Let's see. A pleasing land of a drowsy head it was, with midnight glistening over the half-shut eye.
However, Ichabod was soon disturbed in his recitation. A cold green light was quivering over the marsh, and then it happened.
Gunpowder stopped! And about 200 yards ahead lay the bridge over Wiley Swamp. Fearful he was on this All Hallows Eve, for it was 13 years from when the galloping Hessian had lost his life and head.
Wait, what? You stop now? Here? No, Gunpowder, we gotta go! We gotta go now! Wait, what's that? Who goes there? Who?
In the dark shadows of the grove, he beheld something huge, misshapen, black, and towering. It stirred not like a gigantic monster ready to spring upon the traveler.
Are you the headless horseman? I shouldn't bother you. You see, I'm a God-fearing schoolmaster.
Here headless, yet, nay, not entirely headless, for the head which should have rested upon its shoulders was carried in its hand.
The horse rushed off madly. Old Gunpowder was zigzagging from right to left, the goblin steed following close behind him.
Come on, Gunpowder, go!
Just as Ichabod approached the bridge, the girths of his saddle slipped from under him and gave way.
Ahead, an opening in the trees.
There it is, the old bridge. That's where the horseman disappeared in Brom's story. If I can get there, I'll be saved.
Ichabod looked behind, hoping his pursuer should vanish in a flash of fire and brimstone. But no.
Oh, he pursues me still!
Just then, he saw the creature rise in his stirrups and hurl his head.
Sunday morning dawned at the Van Ripper farm, but Ichabod did not make his appearance at breakfast, nor at church. Dinner hour came, but not Ichabod.
An inquiry came upon Ichabod's traces, which of course fostered much discussion among the townsfolk.
Mynheer, on the old road leading towards the church, they found old Hans Van Ripper's saddle, all trampled in the dirt.
And the tracks of the horse's hooves were traced straight up to the bridge.
No further?
No further.
Perhaps the galloping Hessian finally found the head he sought. You know, near the bridge they found Master Crane's hat.
And close beside the hat, a spattered pumpkin. But no Ichabod.
Perhaps Master Crane fled due to his failure at romance with the Van Tassel girl.
The brook was searched, but the body of the schoolmaster was not to be discovered.
The neighbors made an inquiry into his bag, which contained all of his worldly effects.
They consisted of 2 shirts, a half a pair of worsted stockings, a rusty razor, a book of psalms tunes full of dog's ear.
And a broken pitch pipe.
Carried off by the galloping Hessian he was.
No doubt about it. May God have mercy on his soul.
As he was a bachelor, and in nobody's debt, nobody troubled any more about him.
As for Katrina Van Tassel, it wasn't too long before Brom conducted her to the altar. Thus Brom conquered, yet he was finally conquered himself. Like some heroic spider, he had unwittingly ensnared a hornet.
Kitty, would you get in here, please? You, burnt the dinner. Again.
What? Don't you like it? Brom Van Burnt? God, I swear.
It's Van Brunt. Van Brunt.
Over the years, there were reports from travelers that Ichabod Crane was alive, that he kept school and studied law and turned into a politician.
But the old country wives, however, believed that Ichabod was spirited away by supernatural means. And so, the Headless Horseman remains a favorite tale, often told around a crackling fire.
All still heard among the tranquil solitude of Sleepy Hollow.
Thank you for joining us for WLGR's Halloween broadcast. Sleep tight. No!